It was the Native Americans of northern New England and southern Quebec that first developed the process of maple sugaring back about 1,000 years ago. Maple sap runs in the springtime in March and April, when the temperature during the day is in the 40s and the temperature at night is in the 20s, and that produces the right conditions for the trees to run a lot of sap. Maple syrup comes from the sap from sugar maple trees. And unlike pine trees or softwoods, the sap is very, very thin and watery. Maple sap is about 2 to 2.5% sugar. And what we do is we collect the maple sap out of the tree by drilling a little hole in the tree, inserting a spout, and collecting the sap. We use buckets to collect our sap here. We do it the traditional turn of the last century Vermont sugaring operation way. The sap drips from the spout into the buckets, and we'll take the sap out of the buckets and put it in the gathering tank and bring it down to the sugar house. The maple sugar house is designed to handle a lot of sap, a high volume of sap, and boil that sap and remove a lot of water and end up with maple syrup. Now, the design of the building itself, we have a large cupola in the top with steam vent doors, and when we're boiling, of course, we're boiling off most of the water in the sap, and that water has to go someplace, and we put it out the roof as steam. When we're boiling, this machine will process approximately 250 gallons of sap per hour, and it will result in making 6 or 7 gallons of syrup per hour. So those other 243 or 44 gallons have to go out as steam, and that's how we get rid of the water in the sap, is by boiling it very rapidly, driving it off as steam, and sending it out through the steam vent doors in the roof. We tend to produce the lighter grades of syrup, the fancy and medium amber, at the start of the year when the sap is very cold and fresh, and it boils very quickly. We tend to produce the darker grades of syrup at the end of the season. The sap doesn't have as much sugar in it, and we have to boil it for a little longer, and that tends to make a darker, stronger flavored syrup. The more you boil maple sap, the darker your syrup is going to be, because you're caramelizing the sugar in the sap. So you tend to get the darker syrups towards the end of the year. And that's a good example of what the different grades of maple syrup are here in the state of Vermont. Anytime we're sugaring here at the lodge, anyone is welcome to come and stop by. We do tours on request if we're not sugaring, but anytime the sugar house is open and operating, people are welcome to come down and take a look, and they'll always get an explanation of the process and get shown how it all works.